Welcome back to Kelleigh Evaluates Opera Omnia. Today, we'll go over Flute Demon Girl, Deuce. At first glance, she might seem like a sleeper character meant to not take too seriously, but she's actually pretty capable and, mid-key, the most OP AI-controlled unit in her native game, Type 0. She plays songs via her flute, which in turn buffs her allies while remaining untouchable while playing. Knowing that, I could assume she was going to be a brave battery and buff support in Opera Omnia, and was hoping she'd get an offensive move to make her relevant in the meta. When I saw the reveal and the HP attack, I immediately guessed her score would be at least 95 out of 100, similar to Cat Chi, but in most situations just shy of his power. Deuce is a magic attacker with the base stat line of top-end initial and maximum bravery, middle ground attack and speed with subpar HP and defense. Her weapon type is other, like Selfie and Realm, but she's the only one who can use her flutes. Like before, let's get a gist of a playstyle by going over her 50, 54, and 58 passives. Earnest Achiever, the 50, buffs her party's initial bravery and attack if she has more than 50% HP. The 54 raises party's initial bravery and speed while buffed. And 58 raises party's maximum brave and attack while buffed. So far, so correct. That's a lot of buffing from just 3 passives. Now it's time for her base skills. First is Concerto. It raises party members' bravery based on Deuce's maximum brave and grants them a note buff for 4 turns. Note increases attack and is removed from any character who gets broken. As predicted, a battery move and it also buffs attack. Already fantastic, but let's see how this gets better. Her 15 CP weapon is Argentic Flute, and it lowers Concerto's action delay, extends the duration of Note to 8 turns, grants small max Brave up to the party for 8 turns, and raises Brave gain based on maximum Brave. Concerto Extend increases its use by 1, slightly raises the bravery gain, slightly raises speed while Note is active, turns HP attack into HP attack plus while Note is active, which raises all party members' brave based on the amount of damage dealt. The percentage of bravery gain scales more with each active Note buff. Both are just making the good great. If you want more battery from her, then invest in a stronger battery by MLBing this weapon and increase that crystal level to 55. Her second skill is Dissonant Sonata. It's a one-hit AoE Brave attack, magic by the way, that raises all party members' bravery based on Deuce's maximum bravery before the bravery attack. It grants Crescendo for 3 turns, which increases maximum brave and grants bravery regen. Crescendo and the brave attack scale with each active Note buff. Unfortunately, it's not a native HP attack, which is going to need some investment on this end to catch up to that release video. Her 35 CP weapon is Anima Flute, and it raises the potency of Dissonant Sonata, moderately increases the bravery damage dealt when there's only one target, raises the brave gain based on maximum brave, extends the duration of Crescendo, and grants small magical attack up to all party members for 6 turns. Unique magic buff and more brave gen is great. Use this weapon for the higher CP pool as both weapons almost give the same benefits, with the 35 having the added magic buff. Dissonant Sonata Extend slightly raises the potency. Bravery Stolen can overflow up to 120% of maximum bravery, and it triggers an HP attack. It also turns your Brave attack into Brave attack plus while Crescendo is active, which is just a stronger attack which scales with each active Note buff. Holy sh... This is a passive. Overflowing Max Brave is totes in the meta right now, and it triggers a single target HP attack that I've seen hit for just shy of 40,000 at best in the co-op with my current Maximum Brave artifacts and a Max Brothers no summon active. Might have been someone's Sylph, I don't quite remember. It was a lot. Absolutely get her 60 crystal level ASAP. It's what make or breaks her. For artifacts, you are shooting for 3 copies of 330 Maximum Brave and Earnest Achiever. The two-star passive artifacts that you see on the screen, that's the one you want. It increases your Brave Gen, your max damage potential, and buff strength. If RNG escapes you, a decent third place is Concerto Brave Gain, which is the 1-star you see at the bottom there. Everything else just isn't that valuable. But she does get minor use of attack or Dissonant Sonata power-up, because it does hit, if you can't get the better 3 passives. Deuce turned out to be everything I wanted, and then some. They really wanted her to be good, and potentially shake up the meta, even if it is just adding a 4th player to the Trinity. Some pros and cons when comparing to Cat Chi. Pro, she hits magic. If up against melee-resistant mobs, like the co-op boss, she'll keep her firepower, while Cat Chi will have less. It's easy for her to do ridiculous brave damage for support, but unfortunately, con, it only hits a target once, meaning she'll hit a plateau sooner over multi-hit moves, and it only hits one target for the HP damage. Pro, if the party can avoid getting broken, she doesn't need to rotate the battery and the HP attack since both skills are a battery. All in all, she's very deserving of a top meta spot, and I'll gladly invite her to it. The Japanese give her an interim score of, shocker, 95, making her tied with Waka for 4th strongest in the meta. Her banner includes Ace and Aerith, with Ace getting the EX weapon, which I might make a short separate video to cover, but short story shorter, it's good. If you're like me and love Type 0, even though it's not my favorite from the game, this was a self-rated go hard banner for me, since I already had a copy of Aerith's 15 and 35 CP weapons to battering my overheal team when Maria gets her Lost Chapter next month. If you are interested in high-tier characters, you'll want to pull for Deuce's 35 CP weapon and MLB it with stones. Bonus if you pull Ace's EX, it's probably the best EX release so far. I can't see too many finding this banner bad. Either you hate all 3 characters, or already have loot for Ace, Aerith, and Cat Chi. I'm glad to see Deuce introduced to the game, as I needed an offensive bravery meta character. And that's one more Type 0 character added, so Sice is one closer. That'll be it for today. This has been Kelleigh Evaluates OP Flute Demon Child, and remember, Jean-Pierre Rampal has nothing on Deuce. Peace and love.